Where's the camera? Hey, what's up, family? Okay, so welcome to August 1st. What's up, August 1st? I hear there's a new moon. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but Suzanne is teaching me, Soul's Eye Jewels is teaching me about such things. And let's start, so I don't ramble. I'm going to start and then update in between stuff. Welcome to August 1st. 2019, and from God's moment we got, thou wast a God that forgavest them. That's from Psalm 98:8. Father, thou forgivest us so far as we are truly penitent. What does penitent mean? For those who don't know, that means that you mean it from the heart. You are sorry, you ain't doing it again, and you're sorry that it was done, and now that you recognize it, you will not do it again. May we likewise forgive all who sin against us, all who sin against society, all who sin against thee, the Father, even as thou forgivest us and them, and that fly, lest I catch it. Sorry. May we count no sin too heinous to pardon. That's hard to do, ain't it? Let's be real. It is hard to do. I find the best way to do that is when you ask what happened to that person to make them do that, as opposed to what's wrong with that person. Because you can't, from that paradigm, like, you can't really be like, you start off in the negative. You're like, what's wrong with you? Like, what the hell did you, Instead, if we ask what happened to that person that it brought him to this place, It's hard. Thou forgivest us and them. May we count no sin too heinous to pardon. Damn, that's hard. Let's be real, that's hard. No man too hardened to reclaim. No woman too fallen to uplift. When we forgive the penitent, help us to stand by him against a hard and unforgiving world. Oh, really, Dad? Okay. And it's thundering above me as the thought that processed in my head came out, and I was like, should I say it? My abuser, that abused me for 14 years, sexually, family member. He was a gang member and all this shit. And my Uncle Renee, who is my favorite uncle ever, if my Uncle Renee ever watches this, you're my favorite uncle. Uncle Johnny's pretty badass too, but you're really cool too, Theo. You're my favorite. He always defended my abuser. He unbeknownst, not of my abuse. God no. He was just known as a gang member and a troublemaker and a screw up. Not my uncle. My abuser. My brother. It was my brother. It is what it is. And because my dad, my father of origin, the sperm donor, was nowhere in sight, and my grandfather, who raised us, wonderful man, hard worker, he was not aware of the abuse. He died when I was 19 and passed on. And when he passed on, my Uncle Renee really took an active role in helping out my brother. Because he's a good man, and he always thought of my brother as someone to help out, because he thought if the man had someone in the family that was male that cared, he would work it out. And my brother had a family and stuff, and he, it was really good of my Uncle Renee to do that. Whenever nobody'd help him out, he'd help him out. See, it's just tricky, the dynamics of this. But I believe in speaking the truth. And I don't believe in keeping abuse silent. I think that's why abuse continues. So here's this wonderful man, hardworking man, unbeknownst to him. I don't know if I'll be able to upload this. My Uncle Rene also had a daughter, 4 years younger than me. She got abused too by my brother. I don't know what that did to his heart. Because see, when I came out with telling my truth, nobody wanted to listen. I don't know if it even got back to him. But when his own daughter stepped up and informed them of what happened, I don't know if I should upload this. Because I use names. I didn't mean to put my uncle in blast like that. Dio, when I found out that you found out what my brother had done to me and then had also turned out done to your own daughter, that broke my heart. Because you tried so hard to help him out. Because you're a good man. When I found out, you found out what happened, and then he done that to your daughter too. It broke my heart because of things like this. They were reading today. It made me angry towards him. Because you didn't deserve that. And that must have hurt like hell to find that out. And you didn't deserve that because you're a good man that took good care of your family and tried to take good care of that man when no one else wanted to. So when I read things like this, may we count no sin too heinous to pardon, no man too hardened to reclaim, no woman too fallen to uplift. I don't think of my brother hurting me. Fucking hate the fact that he hurt my cousin. So proud of her though. Because she's standing up, speaking the truth too. When I think of, like when you're abused and your family of origin, certain members in the household knew, or you told them straight up and they couldn't even handle it because they enabled the abuse. And to accept the abuse have happened would mean that they would have to take responsibility for enabling the abuse, and they cannot handle that. So they go into denial and they outcast the victim. But there's another side to a family. It's not just the abuser and the enablers of the abuse. There's also people like my uncle within the family that didn't know nothing. Still looked at my brother and didn't say, "What's wrong with you?" He looked at the good in him, picked my brother up whenever he could, and helped him out when nobody else in the family would. That's before they even... family dynamics are so freaking complicated, aren't they? I don't know if I'll upload this. But it makes me think of people like what we're reading today. It makes me think of that whole screwed up dynamic. And the heroes in that story end up being people like my uncle. I mean, how beautiful was he? In the face of this hoodlum that has issues. Pretty vicious ones. Then there's my Uncle Renee. Having to get stabbed in the heart. When he finds out that the one person he helped, when no one else would, hurt his little girl. And, he liked me too, so, hurt his niece. It's hard to read scriptures like this in moments. Because this is what comes to my mind. Moments like dynamics like that. It just breaks my heart. And I don't know what else to say about that. Man, this is all going to be like a happy-go-lucky update. Let's finish it. Thou forgivest us and them. Let's start from the beginning, shall we? Father, thou forgivest us. So far as we are truly penitent. May we likewise forgive all who sin against us. All who sin against society, all who sin against thee, even as thou forgivest us and them. May we count no sin too heinous to pardon. No man too hardened to reclaim. No woman too fallen to uplift. When we forgive the penitent, we forgive those who truly are seeking forgiveness. It's different. So there you go. That's how you tell the difference. My brother'd rather beat the shit out of me than fucking say he's sorry. My family of origin in the household rather invite him to Christmas dinner than me. Because then there's the flip side. Then there's my cousin, my Uncle Renee's daughter. She's amazing. She's so strong, beautiful, and has a beautiful family. And her parents are incredible. And if anything makes my brother be penitent, if I felt that pang from my uncle when I realized he knew and that he'd hurt his daughter too, Father, I pray that somewhere in my brother's mind, when he hears that news, if he hasn't already, that be the seed of penitence that grows in his heart, so that he, hardened as he is, will truly be penitent and ask for forgiveness from my uncle. I don't know if he'd ever ask forgiveness to the ones he actually physically hurt. But I hope, and if you guys could share that prayer with me, I hope that he could start with being penitent to my uncle. When we forgive the penitent, help us to stand by him against a hard and unforgiving world. Thus may we make our forgiveness a reality in the world and open the door of genuine social restoration to those who have gone astray. Help us to find our chief delight in work, where we join our hands, our brains, and our hearts to thy power. Oh, I like that shift right there. That helped. Help us to find our chief delight in work, wherein we join our hands, our brains, and our hearts to thy power. I like that. Thy laws, thy love. May we choose that task which most taxes our highest powers. What does that mean? May we choose that task which most taxes our highest powers. If you're this good at something and you never ever push yourself to go this high, you ain't never gonna grow. You ain't never gonna grow. So that's what they're talking about, taxing your highest power. Push yourself harder, just a little bit, on everything you're good at. That's how you grow. Don't get mundane. It's like a muscle, man. Work it out. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. May we choose that task which most taxes our highest powers and best ourselves and best serves the world's deepest need. So, like me, in the next few months, I'm going to be learning how to build earth homes because they're cool as hell. Very labor intensive, so it'll be good for my body too, because, you know, I'm almost 40, so I gotta, and I was a drug addict 14 years and hypervigilant my whole life due to abuse. So, you know, my body's gonna start giving out if I don't start loving on it and pushing it in a good way, feeding it good food, exercising it, giving it lots of water, all the abuse it took. Well, I'm turning that around, and I'm taking care of my body. I'm really proud of it for taking as much as it took. And so I'm going to take care. I'm going to get muscles, and I'm going to build these earth homes. And I'm a set designer, so I build sets for productions, for shows for like 19 years. So I love that. I love that stuff. So earth homes, eventually, after you buy the supplies, it's like $350 to $500 to build an earth home. And eventually I'm going to not only be able to build a home for that little, it's going to be badass. I'm going to be put in my creativity. I'm going to be able to be healthy because it's very labor intensive, and you have to work with the crew. You can't do that shit lone wolf. No way. It'd kill you. So I get to, work with people on it and slowly build these. And my goal, once I know I got pictures to show people, and I've proven that I can do it, and I have crew members that want to come with me, I want to go back to Hopi, and they buy these dingy little, sorry, they're not dingy, they're pretty cool, but they shouldn't cost no $5,000. They buy these sheds. You see them all over Hopi. They're, these really nice looking sheds. They look like little casitas, but they charge $5,000 as those rent to own. And I just think whatever company's charging that much for those is just dicks. And so once I have built a few, I want to go back to Hopi with the crew and be able to be like, all right, who wants to learn how to build these? And they're like $250, $300, $500 the most. and they're solid. Who wants in? And, you know, that rent to own 5,000, how many of these homes can you build? You do the math. You know what I mean? So that's what I want to do. So that's help us to find our chief delight in work wherein we join our hands, our brains, our hearts. So thy power, thy laws, thy love. May we choose that task which most taxes our highest powers and best serves the world's deepest needs. So I told you what I'm going to do, so you can start thinking about what you're going to do. Because you can intermix it like that. Like I can use my old theater skills. I can also be doing something that's healthy for me that includes, you know, a crew, so you're not lone wolfing it. And once you know, not only help yourself, obviously, I mean, who doesn't want a home for that price? Jamie, that's the type of shit I want to build in your spot over at St. John, just so you know, FYI. And then how can we use these skills? How do we up it? How do we keep raising our skill levels up to, you know? So that's my vision. Father will do what he will do, but my intent is good on that, and I got skills off of that I'm going to have to push to raise up. So this is what this is talking about. So that's my example. Start creating yours, you know. May we do it with such skill, such thoroughness, and such joy that it shall have about it the strength of the mountains, the freedom of the streams, the gladness of the sunshine, the fertility of the fields, the beauty of the stars and flowers. Woo! What? This guy is just taking me on a roller coaster up in here. Thus may we become not mere creatures, but creators. Not one of thy works, but thy co-worker. Thank you, Mr. William DeWitt Hyde from Brunswick, Maine. Okay, what are we doing next? We're doing Jesus Calling. Thank you, Mrs. Bros, for this. For August 1st. Got a little thing up for it. Whosoever believes in me, as the scripture has said, streams of living water will flow from within him. Nothing can separate you from my love. Let this divine assurance trickle through your mind and into your heart and into your soul. Whenever you start to feel fearful or anxious, repeat this unconditional promise. Quote, nothing can separate me from your love, Jesus, Yeshua. Most of mankind's misery stems from feeling unloved. Yes, it does. In the midst of adverse circumstances, people tend to feel that love has been withdrawn and they have been forsaken. This feeling of abandonment is often worse than the adversity itself. I can testify to that. Be assured that I never abandon any of my children, not even temporarily. I will never leave you or forsake you. Ow! That means amen. So, you know. My presence watches over you continually. I have engraved you on the palms of my hands. You know, they put the stakes in when they put them on the cross. That's what that means. Romans 8:38 through 39, Joshua 1:5, and Isaiah 49:15 through 16 is where that came from. All right, so this has been a bit of a roller coaster. So just finishing on the update. As you can see, the car is packed, ready to go. What's up? Okay, I got these guys now. I got a brand new battery at all $189, but I got a 2-year warranty on it. I got the Jimmy is running like gangbusters. I mean, I turned this key on, it was like vroom, because the batteries had like bolts that were messed up on it, and so we replaced those. Thank you. That was from my alimony money. Thank you. My ex. Thank you. Alimony. Thank you. State of California. Okay, so I'm very grateful for it every single 2 weeks. And I got the oil change on this, and I got it for an incredible deal. I got a new air filter because I really needed it. I also will be getting money coming in. Hopefully PayPal will unstick their sticky hands from the money that my friend Jamie's lending me. And with that, I'm going to get $133 to flush out the transmission, because the poor guy, he's like, you're going all the way to Arizona? Mm-mm. And he like showed me that there was like a spot where there was this pink, like almost Pepto-Bismol pink. And then on next to it was this black stuff with like black spots in it. It's like dark brown with black spots in it. He's like, this is your transmission fluid. You really need to flush it. It'll take 20 minutes and $133. And I was like, holy crap. It's like, yeah, it's supposed to be pink, not this. And I was like, holy crap. It's like, if you do this, then your car will run like gangbusters. And I was like, I will wait an extra day, because I have to wait an extra day. So Jamie, once again, your money is not only going to give me the gas money to get over there. So thank you, brother. That loan will be given back to you as we spoke about. So thank you. I know never a lender or borrower be, but I'm glad that you're lending and you're letting me borrow. And I'll pay you back, because, you know, thank you, alimony. Anyway, so tomorrow, as I'm fully packed, ready to go, just as soon as PayPal kicks down, I'm going to get that transmission thing, and I am freaking set to go. And I'm heading to Arizona. So life is good. Life is very good, and I am very blessed with incredible friends, and that was a lot. I don't know. I was unexpected. We're gonna do one last one. From my utmost for the highest. You gotta speak your truth, right? Father made me transparent like a mofo. Can't keep my mouth shut. It's hard to tell when that will be painful or hurtful, because people say it's better sometimes just to keep your mouth shut. I don't think you should keep your mouth shut when it comes to abuse. 1 in 4 girls, 1 in 6 boys before the age of 18 get sexually hurt somehow. And that could be anything from somebody looking at them all like they're a piece of flesh when they're 4, or somebody raping them. To talking sexually to somebody, talking down to them sexually, even talking sexual mockery. It could be any number of things. For me, it was all of the above. So why I speak on it? Because that shit shouldn't be kept quiet. Because that's what I call a generational curse. And we are curse breakers. Because I said. Because you shouldn't keep that sort of shit quiet. Learning about his ways, August 1st. When Yeshua, Jesus, finished commanding his 12 disciples, he departed from there to teach and to preach in their cities. Matthew 11:1. I love me all those ones. He comes where he commands us to leave. If you stayed home, damn, Dad, okay. If you stayed home when God told you to go because you were so concerned about your own people there, then you actually robbed them of the teaching of Jesus Christ himself. What is with all this home stuff, brothers? Come on now. August 1st. It's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here, y'all. He comes where he commands us. He comes where he commands us to leave. If you stayed home when God told you to go, because you were so concerned about your own people there, and you actually robbed them of the teaching of Jesus Christ himself. When you obeyed and left all the consequences. When you obeyed and left all the consequences to God. Because you gotta remember, revenge belongs to the Father, not to you. And don't concern yourself on how that means. He's a Father of love. He will take anything that will kill you or try to destroy you or steal from you. He'll take all that and make it for good. Somehow, some way. Only the Father can do that. And He will. It ain't your business how. He will. And it'll be coming from a place of love. That's all you need to know. When you obeyed and left all the consequences to God, the Lord went into the city to teach. But as long as you were disobedient, you blocked His way. Watch where you begin to debate with Him and put what you call your duty into competition with His commands. If you say, I know that He told me to go, but my duty is here, it simply means that you do not believe that Jesus means what He says. He teaches where He instructs us not to teach. Master, let us make 3 tabernacles. That's from Luke 9:33. You know that story where Elijah and Moses and I forget the other dude came down and 3 of the disciples were there to witness it, and they're like, oh man, they're back. Let's make these tabernacles for them. And Jesus is like, no, you don't get it. You don't get it at all. Stop it. That's Luke 9:33. Go check that out. Are we playing the part of an amateur providence, trying to play God's role in the lives of others? Are we so noisy in our instruction of other people that God cannot get near them? We must learn to keep our mouths shut. See how fast the Father talks? And our spirits alert. God wants to instruct us regarding His Son. And He wants to turn our times of prayer into mounts of transfiguration. That was the mountain of transfiguration in Luke chapter 9 there. When we become certain that God is going to work in a particular way, He will never work in that way again. He works where He sends us to wait. He works where He sends us to wait. Kind of like I thought I was going to leave today, but I'm waiting today. I could be whiny and bitchy about it, but I'm like, nah. There was a reason for it. It may very well have been this video. He works where He sends us to wait. Tarry until. Luke 24:49. Wait on the Lord, and He will work. That's from Psalms 37:34. But don't wait sulking spiritually and feeling sorry for yourself. Just because you can't see 1 inch in front of you, are we detached enough from our own spiritual fits of emotion to wait patiently for Him? That's from 37:7. Go read Luke, is what we're saying. Go read Psalm 37, that's what we're saying. Waiting is not sitting with folded hands doing nothing, but it is learning to do what we are told. These are some of the facets of His ways that we rarely recognize. Well, Mr. Chambers, how did you know to write that on August 1st? Yeah, I was supposed to be on the road right now. But instead, I dug out my books out from back there and I did a video when I didn't think I was going to get to. And if it reaches one person out there, sister or brother, this was for you. And I was happy to wait to share. I love you guys. I love you very much. We'll see what Father does tomorrow. Stay strong.